Okay, hey everybody. I'm so sorry that some of this is late. I am having a doozy of a week. It's all good, but just having a hard time keeping up with all my different commitments. Um, and oh my gosh, I'm loving seeing your mini ethnographies come in, and I can't wait to jump in. I will get a chance to get started on them tomorrow. It might take me through the weekend or into Monday to actually get to all of them, but I look forward to starting to give some feedback. Um, Really fast before I launch into a little bit of discussion about this game thing. I have already decided that I'm not going to have you revise these essays themselves. I just think with the amount of time we have in this semester, our own stamina, you've already done great work. I appreciate all the data collection. The drafts are looking really good at a glance. And so, what I'm going to ask you to do for finals week is I am creating a survey. It's not done yet. I'm almost there. I'm creating a survey where I'm going to ask you some questions about the course and give you an opportunity to kind of reflect and give me some feedback. And one of those questions is going to ask you, given my feedback, what might you revise? What can you imagine you would do with this draft if you were to revise it again? So I'm having you do a little bit of thinking process of what would you do, but not actually revise the draft. And I think that will honor like the thinking of it without, I don't know that I need you to like make these papers perfect. I think what I matters to me about these drafts is the process of picking something to research, designing your own data collection, collecting that data, and making a pass at analysis. So I feel like you're doing the process. So I'm feeling good about that. And I hope that makes you feel, and by all means, if you want to revise, I'm happy to read it again. So just throwing that out there. So what we're going to do over the rest of this week and into next is, as you'll see from my description, we got a little money in the English department. Peter Kittle did. He wrote a grant. That's the chair of the English department and the English Ed advisor, Dr. Peter Kittle. If you don't know him, you should. And tentatively, we've titled this as a department, The Game's Afoot. Very Shakespearean of us, for those of us who aren't even Shakespeare scholars. And Corey Sparks, Dr. Sparks, and I and Peter are taking kind of the first pass at this game design. We play games a lot, the three of us, and other people in department. And I think a lot in my own research about game design in terms of educational design. So I think about principles of gaming and how they inform designs of classrooms. So not necessarily playing games themselves, but the way in which those structures, like in a game, you can do a do-over. So you could think about a do-over in terms of revision, or if you were allowed to take a test again, why not? Why can't you do it over? Learning from what you did the first time that didn't work to apply it to the next. So I think about principles of game design in educational design. And so I agreed, and so did Dr. Sparks, Corey, to ask a couple of our classes to try out as part of our reflection, designing some portions of a game that the English department could play. And our goal is to, we think games actually build community. You get to know people a lot better. And it just dawned on me, why do people play things like beer pong? Because you're standing around with a group of people doing something instead of just standing around, which can be awkward. It's why you might play Monopoly or Scrabble or soccer, or so not just video games, but games. We play games in our culture. We play checkers. Little kids play hide and seek. We play hopscotch. We play games. Why? Why do we do that? What's it do for us? And what we're hoping it does in the English department is that it both builds community for incoming students, transfer students and freshmen, and for the rest of us, but that it also could maybe introduce newcomers to English to some of the things that matter in English. So like, what do we care about in English? We care about reading carefully. We think about writing in a huge range of forms, from literary magazines with Sarah Pape in Watershed, and poetry with Jeannie Clark and Sarah, and creative fiction and nonfiction with Rob Davidson, to the way we think about, drama in Shakespeare with Dr. Kelly, like all linguistics, like what's going on in linguistics. We think about reading and writing in a huge range of forms, rhetoric, composition. And so we're going to invite you to, I have some readings and some examples of games from other universities that I'm hoping you'll read through. I think it will help. And then I'm going to ask you to design something, some part of a game, a card game, or maybe like a card game but some cards for the game. Maybe a series of quests like that you could invite people to do, quests they could do in the English department to learn about the English department or the ideas of the English department. So yeah, I'm gonna have you play with that, with those sources. And then by next Friday, not this Friday, but Friday the 11th, I'm going to ask you to share that on Currents with a little reflection about what you were up to. And then we'll end the semester with the survey and you talking through what you might have done with the revision of these papers. So all gaming and then a little bit of survey that I need to finish. Of course, reach out with questions. I am happy to answer whatever. And I appreciate you so much, all the work you've all done this semester. And I look forward to seeing what you come up with the gaming stuff.